Alright, I feel like there's going to be a lot of changes as I play this deck, because I put this together too quickly, I think. I don't know, it felt too easy. But it's Urza, Lord High Artificer. Fortunately, I know what it does, so I don't have to suffer trying to read what that says down there, because it's not happening. It's a 4-mana 1/4, and it enters, you get a 0/0. It's right there. You get the construct equal to your artifact count. It counts itself as well. And then you can tap artifacts for blue mana. And then you can pay 5 to shuffle your deck and get the top card. And I think it's play. No, I actually see that. Yeah, it is play. So you can hit a land. It's sort of like Golos in that regard. And you just keep spinning. So you play a bunch of artifacts. Suddenly they all tap for mana. And your opponent falls behind really quickly if they don't deal with this, assuming you have some healthy amount of artifact count. The turn it enters is very crucial, in my opinion. So if you want to play it and expect it to live, you probably want to have like untapped mana. However, it leaves behind a massive token most of the time, and I think that's okay enough to maybe not really want to go crazy on trying to keep it alive the moment you play it. However, there could be the argument that that is wrong, and I would want to play it when I have more mana than 4. Now, it creates mana. Your opponent can kill it in response to the first instance of mana, which would be the construct. But, I don't know. If you have other artifacts in play, they also now tap for mana. So if you had just anything ever on turn 1 that you didn't utilize, and then you play your Mana Rock on 2, and you play it on turn 3, the commander, you could now have 2 mana, but again, they could respond to the second creation of mana from the construct before it shows up. So like mana drain and stuff wouldn't be available. So maybe 1-mana protection spells could be your counter spells in that line of thinking, right? Your ideal opener. Again, this is not 4-player, this is 1v1. It's just Brawl, so I don't know if that's a problem. You have to go back in the lab, I suppose. But yeah, I expect this deck to to be in and out of the deck builder quite a bit with this one. It's a unique mono blue situation here. I think you should just play a Mana Drain. This is one of the better instances of Mana Drain because you do have colorless expensive cards. And colors mana matters. So, yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm a bit groggy today because of July 4th. I was dancing around a fire, singing songs from the movie Sinner, pretending to be Irish. So, I'm a bit out of it, but what better deck to play than some complex mono blue thing after you've drank copious amounts of flammable water and almost blew up your hands yesterday. Alright, let's see what happens. Such is life. Okay, I don't know what any of this is. Alright. Timna and Crom. Timna Crom. The second time ever that I've seen partner. It's not green again. Last time I saw it, it wasn't green either. I don't know what the two were. It wasn't Crom though. Is Urza like tier 1? I don't know. Kind of surprised me. It can be super scary though. It can be scary. If it is, then I suppose I'll have to make the necessary changes so I don't lose every game. Days Undoing. That's an uncommon one. There's a good chance I don't crack this Bauble. Opponent appears to have some kind of thing here. What is it? Subtlety? Could also be Solitude. So we have an Invoked Elemental. I don't know if I'm cracking the Bauble. Well, it can lead into a turn 2 play, which I do not have. Could be quite important, maybe. Alright, so we know about Mana Drain. We don't know about it at the ideal time, but it is certainly there. Yeah, I don't have a turn 2 play. Tragic. That's probably the most impactful thing in this juncture. Yeah, well, might as well make some kind of move. Shall do this one. I think it's Subtlety. Or it's Solitude. It's not Pact Negation. You couldn't pack this anyways. Mystical Dispute. Alright, well, I did not expect that one. And of course I played a blue card. Definitely lines up there. Alright, what's this? Opponent casts their second spell, draw a card. Okay. I would say maybe not the most likely thing for me to do. Like, ever. You draw a card, that's all it does. So if I target this with the Unable to Scream, I don't know what exactly that even accomplishes. So... Alright, it looks like it is Solitude. It must be, because they didn't make a move there. Yeah, it could... my head has Solitude now. I'd love them to leave up Mana Drain for like the next 30 years. It's probably... It can only... Oh no, it can take this. I can take that. Oh, okay. So... Guess it's not Solitude. Am I spinning? You can spin whenever you want, right? Can. Well, I'm not leaving anything up, so... You got it. Spin we shall. Oh. Well, wait a minute. If I cast the card, you could... You could have, drew a card off of your Krog. Opponent is playing like the sweatiest of things, but none of, they're all highly reactive cards. They're not like... So... This thing? Okay. I've lost understanding of what that free spell is. I no longer know what's going on. I don't know what it is. I have extremely concerning things in hand, so... This is Mana Confluence. It would be unfortunate if the first game we played today was decided completely by Mana Drain Mana. But it doesn't look like that's the case. Okay, they drew a land for the turn. Oh no, the Brainstorm. Yeah, it could be anything. I don't think I'm blocking. Okay. Did not have to shock themselves. It's not necessary there. Okay, and just recast that, right? And I most assuredly should recast that, I believe. So I will. And pass, swing for 4. Okay. Okay, Grief is probably going to take the Mind Slaver and not the Portal, although both are just equally threatening. I'm not going to cast Dig Through Time first. I'd be blown away if they didn't take the Mind Slaver. I think they have to take the Mind Slaver. Okay, so if there's a counterspell we lose, and they didn't take Mind Slaver, so there basically must be a counterspell now. Oh, it could also be removal. Could also be removal. Mystery brownies are the best brownies? I don't know. This doesn't stop the problem. Actually, nothing stops the problem, so... Yeah, there's nothing here that stops it. I might as well take it. That doesn't stop the problem either. I don't lose outright, but, I mean, it's still the thing to do. Okay, that doesn't actually do it. They needed to do that before. No shot you have Stifle. Okay, that's fine. And swing for 2. They take 4. Oh, they just died. They died anyways. They died anyways. I saw the 4. Like, oh, they take 4, but it's commit to memory. They took a bajillion. Oh, no. So they were dead anyways. Okay, yeah. Okay. I don't think Tezzeret's working, but it sure is there. Arcane Bombardment Worst Fears. Well, those are cards. Those are cards. Tome of the Infinite. Whoa, what are you... What? 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 I guess I play this. Kinda ugly, but whatever. Alright, we getting tomed? Is that the nature of this game? You know how it's gonna pan out the whole game? Just infinite duresses because that's the best thing to hit? Alright, Ponder. Not the best hit, but definitely not the worst one. I don't instantly lose to Wash Away, but it definitely doesn't look good. Alright, apparently it's not Wash Away, so... Now I just pass the turn, so I don't lose the game. I'd probably play... If it was just Wash Away, I'd go for it, but it's not, so it doesn't seem like a good idea. I imagine my opponent also agrees. They should also not do that. Oracle of the Spaghetti Noodles. Sure. We do this now. Get around Mana Drain. Okay. Wait a minute, this doesn't work. Oh, it's 3 of them? Guess it does work, because the Oracle... Oh, the Oracle. Right. Alright, so is it Wash Away? It's definitely looking like Wash Away. It's definitely looking like Wash Away. Oh, I guess not. Swords of Plowshares then, huh? No. They don't have the ultimate stuff. Literally crazy. Randomly generated Swords to Plowshares, I guess, is a thing. I guess I'll fight. Alright, they didn't randomly generate the win. Unfortunate for the opponent. We play this. And then we get rid of Solar Transformer, I guess. Does that change anything? Not really. So we play this. We play this. I should play this, right? I would argue. Ugh, I have to manually tap all of this. Ugly. And pass. Alright. Urza does not have the right of way to swing. It doesn't have haste. But I am arguably out of gas. Inventor's Fair can find something good, but it has to, like, it has to do that. We're still susceptible to randomly generated Swords to Plowshares for what I assume is the entirety of this game. What else would be annoying? Force Spike is actually kind of annoying. Duress would be pretty bad to see. Assault Strobe would have been good there as well. I'm definitely not winning this, or I'm not currently winning. I'm not ahead, I mean. Well, this is the longest I've seen Tome of the Infinite not just, like, win. Yeah, we lead with this. Get rid of... Defense Grid seems like the most annoying thing ever right now. And I feel like my opponent must respect it, so... bloop! Like, you have to respect this card, and this probably just... miserable. Alright, that worked out. Sure. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Sure. Let's tap that. And, recast this here. So do I unable to scream? I think I do, so I don't lose my Tezzeret, and then I can pay 1, 2, 7, 8. Kind of hoping to crack that, but it looks like I cannot crack the bobble. Have I played a land? I have not played a land. Okay, that works out. It works out in some regard. Tail's End is nice, but Esper Sentinels like can still draw a card. Sure. Yep. Knowing my hand is unfortunate. Oh, wait, I can't cast my cards. I can't cast my cards. That's right. Never mind. Never mind. Okay. I don't know if my opponent wins out in that trade. I think that favored me. I think what my opponent just did favored me. But, well, it's too late to take it back. I'm not sure I would have done that. Decline. Just get rid of 2 islands. Yeah, why not? Let's play you. And... you? Oh, shoot, maybe it did favor my opponent. Thought I had more I could do. Okay, no, fine. Fair enough. Tail's End is keeping the Ojitai away, which is the ideal thing here. Sure, I don't care. What did they name the first time? The River's Rebuke? They named the River's Rebuke, but then unsummoned the board. That's funny. Alright, yeah, that slowed everything down, but I'm just pretty confident I came out on top from that. Yeah, this is fine. I'm not taking my opponent off white. Oh my goodness, we're taking them off white mana right now with that card. We actually are. So, no Inventor's Fair, but that's totally fine. I just stopped an entire color from the opponent. Looks like it's a Force Spike. Interesting. What next? Defense Grid? This thing? I really, really want to get rid of this. I really want to do that. And then we can just play this. No, they draw a card. Play this. And I can swing. Alright, so no white mana. They have to have a basic plains. I'm sure there's plenty in the deck, but they just have to have them. They can still cast other cards, though. Just no white mana currently. Alright, they shuffled in a bunch of random spaghetti noodles, which could very likely favor us. That's another land. I'm also just sort of drowning my opponent in cards. Discarding this is about the same. Yeah, we could just discard that. We could just discard that. It's kind of like almost exactly the same as like not discarding 2 or whatever. So mana drain. All right, by all means. And can I swing? Sure. And then we just pass. This shuffles whatever they just scryed on top, because they did just scry a card on top. So they have a bajillion, zillion things in their deck that probably not the greatest to have in the deck right now. So land, River's Rebuke draws my opponent a card, but I think I'm so far ahead now that that's just fine, right? We're like so far ahead, I can let them just do that now. The tax on the cards is still there. And we can just play this. Can probably start spamming Tezzeret now. Still no white mana. So no more Esper Sentinel, I suppose. Shuffling in even more Mox. They have 113 cards. Oh man. I mean, I know there's other scary cards there, but like that's a lot of Mox that you really don't want to draw. Alright, so get rid of the lands. Play this thing. Improvise. Play this. Move this. Yeah. Okay. Wash away. Can I cast it? Can cast it whenever I want to, apparently. So I guess I can cast Wash Away? No, it cost 5? No, I can cast it through Defense Grid. I can cast it through Defense Grid. Well, we got ourselves a sword. We got ourselves a fog. Nice. I love it. I love to see it. Alright, so cast this. Winter Moon. Ooh, oh no, opponent. The doors are closing. Oh hey, look, it's Mana Drain. I'll take that. Opponent got a Mana Drain this game. How come I get to get one too, right? Let's stop casting cards. There's no... Even through Defense Grid, there's just no way that they can fight back and also cast something. My opponent did Mana Drain this game, right? Yes, they did. So far, every blue player has had Mana Drain. Alright, they found white mana. No way I'm fighting over that. They can't run into the tail's end, so it's not Ojitai. Has to be a board wipe? Believe so. What does this accomplish? Okay, it accomplishes enough that I will make a move. Didn't play Esper Sentinel first. This finds basic planes. Let's counter. Can I afford to counter that with this? Seems like I can, yeah. You cannot force spike. Yeah, you can no longer force spike this. Stopping the white mana has to be just the right thing to do here, for sure. How's the deck so far? I mean, it play patterns, you know. I've had, like, rather engaging decisions. Even through every player, including myself, having Mana Drain. Mana Drain's been at its most innocent, I suppose, if there's even such a thing. Alright, they found a white land, but it still stuck to the Flood Moon here. And Tezzeret's still just drawing away. Drawing. I have no mana to tap the One Ring, though I think that might be one of the only ways I lose, is probably that. And that would maybe be wrong to worry about. I wonder if they do this now or wait. Are these two cards worth it? I don't think so. Opponent completely says, I don't care, I'm sending it. Alright, so we untap that, doesn't matter. I can sort of do whatever I want. Let's get rid of you. Well, that's a card. I don't know if I can kill my opponent, but it's definitely close. Emery's really good. Zero ever artifact. 1 plus the mana value. I don't actually have anything crazy. Can I get through this blocker and kill my opponent? Can I kill my opponent? Oh wow, wait a minute. Can I kill my opponent? So far it doesn't look like it. I don't think there's an artifact that I can find right now that does anything involving my opponent's deadness. So if there is, I'm not currently aware of it, and I can't sit here and think about it, so I don't have the time to sit here and think about it. There might be something I could genuinely... I'm going to decline that. Nettle Cyst. Okay, we found it. We actually found lethal. Wow, that's really cool. We found lethal in a number I did not deliberately go out of my way to think about. That's really neat. Cool. Cool game. Very cool game. We shut down, or we... well, Ojitai is not the kind of commander you play on turn 5, usually. I mean, especially given the situation. But yeah, neither of us going for the commander right away, and then playing the slower control game. We never got scammed. Well, I mean, they do generate value, but they actually got a lot of ponders. But still, it wasn't Swords of Plowshares. It wasn't swords spamming, so the game actually could be played out. And then they shuffled in, I think, like 15. No, they shuffled in 5 of each of these, right? I'm only keeping this because I'm on the play. Hullbreaker Horror. Hullbreaker Horror is not in Arena, is it? Hullbreaker Horror is in Arena? What? Oh, come on, game. Come on. This keeps happening. This happened all the time the other day, too. Turn late on. It is? Oh, shoot. Okay. Yeah. How many decks care about Hullbreaker? It's kind of the Orcish Bowmaster issue. There's not a lot of decks where you're glad it's there and can do something, I feel. Alright, well, they let me have this, but I don't know what I'm doing with it. But I can cast it 2 turns in a row, which I think is actually quite significant, so I'm going to do that. Okay. Guess nothing I do matters. That works too. I was kind of hoping to at least keep the token. Alright, I'm not sure what I can do here with Paradox Engine, but... wait, I guess I can't really do anything with it, huh? I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. So, this here... and I can play a land, and then I can cast or the One Ring? Right? No, I can't. Should I crack this? What would that even accomplish? Not really anything, huh? No. Alright. This is a hard cast Elish Norn out of a Tessa deck. That's kind of crazy. Okay. Opponent has the juice. Don't think Mindslaver's, wow, they have a damage land? That's crazy. Sure. Alright, so land, tapped, of course. And that. This. Play this. Oh, we play the One Ring first, actually. I think I'm tapping the One Ring for mana here? Actually, I don't know. Does that make sense? Not sure. Let's do this first. Let's actually just draw. Okay. Play... yeah, we're going to tap it at least once for mana. At least once for mana. There's a pretty decent chance this game is over. Paradox Engine does not need a lot of help here. Does Mindslaver end it? It does not end it, but I'm certainly going to cast it. Okay. So... not much anything I can do that's too exciting. Can crack this. What does that do? Nothing great. Alright, I can't... No, there's no punish. There's no punish here. Can pick up nothing of consequence. Oh, do you have to pick something? Ugh. Gross. So... no attack, obviously. Yikes. Really ugly there. Alright, definitely not his best. So we get rid of that. And then move it to the command zone. Because that's all I can do. Alright, kind of ugly, but, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we can still win. So... whatever we do starts here. Shadow Spear is a pretty good start, actually. Alright, so we're gonna go crazy. Because it's our last turn, so I'm gonna click as fast as I possibly can. Shouldn't be tapping mana rocks to Urza, just unnecessary clicks. Yeah, we're gonna draw again. I mean, this is literally our last turn, so there's really nothing about. Let's play you. But I'm pretty sure there's just like no way my opponent gets another turn. Can basically draw my entire deck here. Huh? I can actually legitimately draw my whole deck. Yep. And, yeah, okay, so we do win, it's just a lot of clicks. The One Ring is fast, though. The One Ring is definitely fast. I could jack it up. There's no guarantee. But could lose to the, rope. I just need Displacer Kitten. Nettle Cyst does it too. That's lethal. I just have to put 30 artifacts in play. I might have to click even faster than I am. Alright, no more unnecessary tapping. What are we at artifact-wise? 16. Move this here. And we just cast 11 more artifacts and win. Yes! Yeah! Alright, so I did have to get into the zone there, because I can lose to the rope. But Paradox Engine is just going to blast it. Yeah, that... So what Mindslaver did there was, I guess you could say, buy me a turn. Because my opponent just doesn't get an extra one after, like Emrakul. You just steal the turn. You know, I wouldn't say it's door to nothingness here. But them essentially skipping a turn definitely helps me. I also reset their commander too, which was nice. Who knows? Maybe this will be different. Who knows? Borborygmos is interesting, so... Well, we're about to get CEDH, given the Tamiyo play. That's a must-answer threat, I think. feel as though I basically lose the game if I don't answer that. But I'm more just sold on trying to cast Urza fast. Alright. But Tamiyo Go is just winning the game, basically on its own. Alright, looks like it's not the lol I win the game after casting Tamiyo situation. So that's nice. I will not interact with it, because Mana Drain is broken. After having just complained that this is the main issue of the format. Have your clue token, my friend. Interesting. Sure, that seems like something I didn't anticipate my opponent was willing to do. Alright, you got it. I'm not sure if I won out in that exchange, but it certainly feels like I did. Let's stop this from existing. Let's play this. And move the equipment. Okay. This is only a 4/4, so I can block it forever. I do have a Mana Drain, but I don't have another card. I will Mana Drain literally anything. Okay, opponent wisely does not instantly concede to Mana Drain. Let's spin. Could lead with the heart. Oh, spin. Not great. Spin again. Sure. Bunch of bad hits here. Bunch of bad hits. That's not a bad hit, but it's definitely not the most exciting hit. But I mean, it's got text on it, I guess. I don't know. It's non-land permanents, right? Yeah, so I can swing with Urza. Alright, so we have untapped stuff, I guess. Memory spaghetti. Alright, they're looking for lands. Can I spin? No, I cannot. Let's crack the Mind Stone. Alright, Mana Drain didn't end the game. As much as I want to win, you know, that's nice. Let's play... Ooh, both of these are solid, actually. Let's do this one. 1, 2, 3... And then, can I play Treasure? No, I can't. I will move this here. But I don't know if it matters. I feel like it kind of doesn't. Could have swung first, actually. Yeah, definitely a bit of a mistake there. Could have swung first. I need to draw something. I don't have infinite time. It's just a teamer deck that was slow at the start. But that doesn't mean it's not a teamer deck. Bone Crusher Giant. Interesting. Borborygmos. You got it. Discards nothing. Discard one or more cards this way, where it's just twice a creature. Alright, so they just didn't really use it. Let's play Treasure. Here's 1, 2, 3. Displacer Kitten, do we win? I mean, it's close. It's close. Can I swing? My opponent would actually like to trade here, I think. It's probably a really good idea to trade. Wow, I didn't trade. Alright, so... we do nothing. Alright, Metallic Rebuke is a card. That's a really unfortunate card to see. That's a really unfortunate card. Alright. Is what it is. Super unfortunate. Suppose if it's the only thing they're doing, it's fine. Oh, it's not. So they would rather have the Tidebinder. That doesn't work. They should have targeted... They needed to do that on Displacer Kitten. They did it on the wrong card. Let's see if we can't punish that. Oh, I guess I can't pay 5 until I cast something. Right. So, yeah, but I still think I'm always doing that on the Displacer Kitten. Also, why did I think they could block this? Should hold the land? I didn't draw anything. Tragic. Super tragic. Alright, we have infinite kitten hits in the deck. This is insane. That is the most insane outcome. Alright, we take those. Their hand might just be all lands. I mean, it's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I suppose that's true for us as well. Looks like that probably is the case. They do swing now, sure. You don't want to kill the thing there. Yeah, it's kind of insane that I just didn't draw anything. Alright. Well, now there's problems that I don't have a solution to. Come on! Alright, yep. No, you can't block with the Sidebinder. No, you can't block with the Sidebinder. I think you should just go to 1. Yep, you have to, you cannot block with that. I could have, you know what I could have done is bounce this, actually. Maybe that would have been right. Ugh. Tragic. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Okay. Huge. Actually massive. Game-endingly winning? Sure. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Doesn't work. We have more text. What? What did it work? What? Why did that work? Why did that work? How come they didn't... Why did that work? Why did that... I don't understand. I activated Shadow Spear and it still had... I have to do it before? Alright, well, rip. Nope, I did it again on accident. I don't know why it would say before. It doesn't... Your permanents, your opponent's control, lose hexproof and indestructible. I let this resolve, they gain it, and then they never lost it. I waited till the heroic intervention resolved. I'm pretty confident I waited till this resolved. That's what I did. I'll go back and look, but I'm 99% certain that is what I did. Should I block this? Yep. One, two, three, four, five, six. I can't get access to that land, huh? Nope. Oh, well, I guess I screwed it up then. So I can play the old get rid of the top card of my library game, find something that's actually good, cast the good thing, I don't want those. I don't think I can win? Repurpose the forge? Hold on. Oh. Oh, man. Oh, boy. Oh, we got there. Okay. So, okay, what did I do wrong? Activated Shadow Spear after intervention, but before Odawara resolved. Is that not what I did? That's exactly what I intended to do. That's where in my head, that's where you have to do it. That's where I thought I did it. But apparently I didn't. I don't know. I'll see in a second. But I thought that's where I did it. I guess not. Let the intervention resolve. And then activate the thing. And then the Otawara happens. So. But yeah, okay. So I have no idea how I win from here. If my opponent forced me to keep playing the game, I actually don't know. Do I have the One Ring still in... Okay, okay. So the One Ring is in the deck still. We tap here, here, here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 mana. 7 mana. We get the One Ring. We lose... It probably doesn't matter, but let's lose Nettle Cyst? Because I think this is good enough. We could lose either of these, to be honest with you. I don't have a haste threat. This doesn't really do too much here. We get the One Ring. We don't have a cast trigger, and then we would have to draw something. And if we did not draw something, I don't believe the thing would continue. Now, my opponent probably doesn't have much going on. But that's subject to change. It's a teamer deck with 500 mana. So who knows, but okay. Lose and can't gain, yeah. Yeah. Because having it you wouldn't be able to have it because you've lost it. Opponent, that's not Delighted Halfling. That is a huge misplay. Huge misplay. Tragic. Chatterfang is such a cool deck. I hope my opponent continues this after I cast Mana Drain. Okay, I feel less bad now. Tireless Provision is just better than Chatterfang. Alright, they didn't concede instantly. Let's see what we can do here. So, always that. 3 mana. I guess this. Not the most exciting, but you know what? Look where we are. Look where we are because of Mana Drain. What do we got? There's the Eldritch Mystic. No additional land, okay. This is mana neutral. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't really have any Metamorph. Okay, well, the game continues. The game continues in the face of Mana Drain. I like it. I'm here for it. Probably wanted to tap differently, but that would be a little... Actually, it's just kind of completely unnecessary to do as such. You got to close arena after you checked cards. What? Interesting. Wow. Alright. Someone survived Mana Drain. I'm actually excited right now. Honestly, maybe if they were playing tier 1, they would just go to concede. I'm not lying how long it's been since someone hasn't conceded to an early Mana Drain. I couldn't tell you the last time this happened. Alright, so dig through Tupperware. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and am I swinging? No, not 8. I am not swinging. Also, they have Liberator, so I should probably send the mana off artifacts now. Not really a great pile of cards here. Suppose I'll take these two. Do I need more mana? I mean, I don't need them. I don't need it. But it is what it is. We're not swinging. Do we crack the Liberator? Does the Liberator flip is actually more of a relevant... It doesn't flip. The day-night cycle is in my favor. Artifact. Yeah, yeah, I see what you're saying. I see. Okay, none of these cards in play have anything to do with tokens except this one. But this is not an ideal way to start the token thing. Okay, well, kind of changed it around a little. Okay, alright. Out of cards, but that's, you know, they got a board state. It's got stuff is happening. I like it. Okay. 5, 6, 7. Still kind of ugly. Everything is ugly. But I think I have time to just do this. Interesting. I think I'm always blowing up the creature token. I don't think I'm blowing that card up that my opponent just blew up. I did not draw a land, but I did draw good cards, so that's okay. I think it was right with the dig through time. I think it was right. We'll see. So we can make... Oh, well, that's... Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, my goodness, bro. Whatever. Tireless Provisioner. Instantly being the best card in my opponent's flavor. So, this was a really good draw. That was a really, really good draw. Probably one of the best draws, actually. One good thing deserves another, I suppose. Guess I'm just casting this. Kind of meh, but sure. I mean, still, Tireless Provisioner, just put my opponent right back in the game. Another Naturalize. Sure. That would have been fairly useful, I would argue. I can recast Urza. Okay. Weird attack. Can you do this more than once a turn? Yep. We have 10 mana exactly? Okay, that probably wins the game. How does finality work? Doesn't work the way you want it to. This doesn't really feel great. I think I'm just always Cyclonic Rifting. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's not lethal. It's not lethal. Plus X minus X. Yes, it is. Right? 5? Yes, it is. Chat, why am I, like, BMing my opponent? This is most assuredly lethal, isn't it? You can't do anything with the... these swirl tokens. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, well, I didn't account for that. Yeah, that's... a really good draw. Tragic. That was a phenomenal draw, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. But they can rebuild here. They didn't rebuild in a super efficient fashion, but I don't know what we can do. Okay, well, they top-decked a land, so you got it. Went back to being okay. Um, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we have Mindslaver. Now we have it. Because the rift didn't work. They sacked the bird, sure. Yep. There's no attack. Opponent draws Reclamation Sage. Alright, so we want to sack. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna sack... Ooh, this is actually hard, because Jet Collector is insanely good here. I think I have to sacrifice the Jet Collector. So they get one squirrel, I can sack the squirrel somewhere, and then I can blow up... Okay, yeah, we're sacking the Jet Collector. Definitely. This card is, like... This line of... I've never seen this be more relevant. That was insane. But yeah, we have to sack that. So they keep Chatterfang, but I can naturalize Witch's Oven with the Reclamation Sage. So they can't really do anything. Can crack the treasure. Suppose I'd eat the food for my opponent. I think I would, honestly. They're always going to be able to eat it, so I might as well force it to be that's the only thing it can do, is just gain 3 for like a forage card or something. But I can't permanently deal with Chatterfang. But my opponent doesn't have anything that cares about it once the oven is gone. Wow, this was a game with an early manager and they almost turned it around. But, I mean, Tyler's Provisioner. Opponent was playing Chatterfang, but this is the best card they, it's not even close. Okay. I think I cracked the Bauble turn 1? No, I could play Arcane Signet, right? Every time I play Bauble, I have a 2-drop, so I don't end up cracking it. Kind of annoying, but it does tap for mana if I don't get rid of it, so... That's a card. Guess I could just wait. Do we win if they do the thing? Black, black? Okay, sure. Well, we got him. We scared him. Unfortunately, we did actually have it, but it would have been really satisfying if I didn't have it. But, unfortunately, I do. Opponent, there's literally no choice. Just take the Meta-Train. It's not even close. Yeah, there you go. Figured it out. Now what? I don't know. Okay. Looks like I had the best line there. Cyclonic Rift. Nope. That's castable. That's castable. That's funny. No shot. Really? You have another one? Well, now it's just too late to respect anything. No way you have another one. Okay. So that was a... That's a card. Not cracking the map this turn. Would be rather unlikely. I think. Counterspell. Fascinating. I have no recourse. Good old stealing counterspell, yep. And there's nothing on the top of my deck. Of course. Could have actually... No, you know what? I feel like protecting that is not necessary. Do I want to draw buried treasure? Not really. Maybe it's okay. Whatever. Oh, well. There goes another. Yep. Now maybe I can't draw it? No, I still can, actually. Still can draw it. Opponent's out of cards. That was a... Yeah, okay. Okay, things are happening. Wonder if killing Urza was even right, actually. I wonder. Shouldn't have killed it. Let's put this here. And move this. Can I? No, I can't move without tapping the token. So yeah, we just pass. Alright, giant token. Opponent's in top deck mode. We are miles ahead. What does this do when it dies? Gets back nothing of consequence. Alright. That's funny. Shouldn't have killed Urza. Shouldn't have killed Urza. I don't know. I think I played really well with the K command. They tried to punish my K command by attacking, like in me having a block here. But it pretty telling you have some weird spell in your hand. That's why I put the 1/1 in front of Ragavan and didn't block here. This is not a Linorel's deck, but it can be like a Thoughtseize? What does it take? Probably Emery or this. Probably this, actually. Okay, it's not this situation here. Okay. Interesting. I'm not gonna cast the Bobble. I'm not gonna cast it. That's weird. But okay. Still not gonna cast the Bobble. Oh, they could have had Mana Drain, actually. That was possible. No counterspell, no interaction. Wow. Or no interaction they were willing to commit. Very particular. Okay. Is this the same player from last time? Is that what this is? I mean, they're giving me time. Like, I'm having access to things that I just kind of didn't expect to. It's weird. I'm going to utilize my resources. Playing a non-Urza game here. There are genuine cards I could... Actually, no, we need to play this just to cast this. Okay. Mana draining Thought Monitor is pretty sad, isn't it? Yeah. Pretty sad outcome. Let's see what you draw, actually. Has my Curiosity. Alright, a card that they might not care to play. Made you realize you don't enjoy Simic? I like me some blue-green. Who doesn't like blue-green? It has all the good stuff. It has all the good stuff early and late, actually. It's got all of it. VV, sure. VV, no Ristic Study. I'll trade, because the Living Weapon token is not long for this world anyway, so... Opponent's been kind of beating themselves up with their cards. Do I have Mindslaver? No, I don't have Mindslaver, but I have a lot of damage upstairs. I suppose I'll make the attempt. I shall make the attempt. Let's play stuff first. Actually, no. We should just play this and swing. Because it's a 2-turn clock, and if it dies, then ripskis, I guess. Okay, it didn't die. If it did, I would obviously want to Emery it, but they didn't kill it, so it's not dead. Okay. Am I playing Urza? I guess. Makes a giant token. I have a huge board presence. It's rather threatening. Let's also get that in play. Okay, things are happening. I guess. When it takes 5, they can't cast Time Warp, even if they find a land. Dark Confident now must be dealt with. They can't play the game with it in play. I'm used to TNT. Yeah, Bruce Tarl. I haven't seen a lot of that on paper, obviously. Can they take an extra turn? I mean, you can. Should you? You got to deal with your Dark Confidant. It's gonna. It's just gonna wreck you here, isn't it? I feel like it is. They have to do just a bunch of different things. So, I think it starts with dealing with the Dark Confidant. So, a board wipe would be a thing? No, we're just going. Okay. Do we have a removal spell? How are we dealing with Dark Confidant? Okay, we're surveilling something on top that keeps us alive. I like the frog, yeah, but I mean Uro is the. Oh, they did not get a. They did not get a surveil land. Okay. They did not swing with Dark Confidant either. Okay, they lived. Now they still have to... The same problem still exists, but they have more mana now. Good sign, good sign. Alright, we got there. Don't believe there's anything my opponent could possibly do with 1 mana, but I'm still going to make the move towards this. Was it Stifle? Oh. Well, if it is, I didn't do it. Okay. Well, it's the time to do it, I guess, but still. I kind of wish the fetch lands never got added to the game, just for the sake of time. I don't think they're, like, busted, but it would have been nice to maybe just not have to constantly see the fetch lands just take all the time. They took Negate instead of Buried Treasure. What do they exile? Valky? Okay. I feel like I'm taking Buried Treasure, but, you know, you can just answer Urza and just not care. That's a Chromatic Lantern. Do we have Wash Away? Pretty likely, I guess. Otherwise, why would you cast that? No, they don't have Wash Away. Chat, we're just getting away with crazy stuff today. Oh, wait, no. Nicol Bowl still just exists. Yeah. Never mind. Still prepared for my shenanigans. Okay, Portal not looking useful. Although, okay, we got to a position that I didn't think we would get to, which involves killing their commander? Right? Oh, maybe not. 2 equip. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a second. If I move that... Bruh. Bold from the opponent, but it paid off. Tragic. Well done, I guess. Shoot. That's Unfortunate. We have the sweeper as the ultimate payoff. We have the ultimate sweeper payoff here. To go with the untapping of the Planeswalker. Well, it doesn't look like it. I guess not. Sure. That's not a card. Okay, so Inventor's Fair for nothing. Everything here is just kind of ugly, isn't it? Yeah. Everything's kind of ugly. Stop having things. Oh my goodness, please. Stop having things. There's not even that many cards in my deck that do stuff here. Could have spun into something. Alright. Well, that's actually insane. That's insane. Alright. We're back in it? We're back in it? Please? Oh, that was such a good draw. Oh, it was so good. Please stop having stuff. Run out of things. Surely, there's no basics. No basics. No basics. Oh, come on. Let's get rid of, you. Come on! What? I'm losing my mind. I'm actually losing my mind. Of course, another basic, right? Alright, at least we got a Thoughtseize out of the way, for all that matters. And I don't think it does. Alright, Urza, I don't know what it is, but it's okay, that does something, actually. That actually does something here. Okay, okay. Alright. We name Artificer, I guess. And then I just do nothing? No, I'm gonna do this. This is just the best time to do it, so... Wait, what? Oh. I was about to say, what do you have there? That'd be weird. Alright, now what? Come on, Winter Moon. Put us back in it, please. Please. What's all this manual tap nonsense? Sure. Not many cards help them deal with my board here, but they have gotten some really nice cards so far. Damage is coming in. I think I'll spin pre-combat. What could I find? I don't think I could find anything with Inventor's Fair that I'm willing to cast. I think I'll just spin. Of course. Come on, bro. And then you wonder why I never spin. Then you wonder why I never spin. Okay, well they blocked. What is that for? Some cheat death stupid stuff, maybe? No dumb cheat stupid death thing. I'm not gonna crack the Mind Stone here. Why would they sack that? Must be a board wipe. They played a non-basic and it's tapped. Huge. Okay, huge, huge. They have to minus, right? You have to minus. You can't plus. You have to minus. Yep. Yep. Oh, come on. Okay, do this. Yep. Midnight Clock getting kind of scary. Okay, okay. Swing here. Okay. Play this. Yep. Play this. Giant threatening token. Do this now. I should absolutely do this now. Something spicy? I don't really need it. Okay, that is lethal. Yeah, that's lethal. I think I'm lethal without it, though. They lost the treasure tokens. Come on. Okay, sure. Redraw, redraw, redraw. Okay. Okay, they're just going to my turn. Good sign. Okay, let's put this. Let's spin. Duress. Yeah, yes. Oh, get wrecked. Oh. Oh, man, what a roller coaster. Oh, man. After the stolen cards. Oh. The Winter Moon bailout was just insane. Okay. So, this is weird, but it's fun. It plays cool. I like the cards in it. I would say, honestly, not really that surprising, that the 5-minute shuffle I didn't really go for too often, and it's also just kind of hard to do it. It restricts what you're able to play as well, like counter spells don't like it. Hitting a land is kind of sad. There's some good hits. It's not like it's all bad, but like for the most part, it's not reliable in any way. I don't think it's really designed to be a reliable ability. But it's on there. I think it did win one game. But for the most part, you're not really going there, I think. Maybe, I don't really know if there's any way to make that awesome. You could play 15 more expensive cards, but you'd have to then like somehow get this in play and also get to the mana to spin it, and then would still actually have to hit one of those cards. So I don't know. I think the bottom one is just whatever, but I don't think that's what makes Urza really scary. If you untap with it, you just have so much mana. Some of the fastest mana, probably, if not just the fastest mana in mono blue. You could do a ton of mana rocks, kind of just like colorless. You have access to the same thing Ujin has access to as a colorless deck, so there's, you know, fast blue mana in that way. But for just a blue commander, mana generation was really nice here. I didn't have to play a bunch of 3 mana rocks to play stuff like Portal, because everything is a mana rock when Urza's in play. Some games feel unwinnable, but that's not anything surprising. There's always bad matchups. It's just that this one kind of has... It feels like a particularly really rough time. Again, this is not unique to Urza. Against Yuriko, there's not a lot of stuff I'm doing to stop Yuriko. It's kind of uncounterable. And Frogifies don't really work, because they can just pick it back up. Or like block with it later, and then it's always 2 mana, it doesn't matter. So Yuriko's a complete nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare. I did see tier 1 nonsense, but I did not consistently see it. There was an hour window where I just saw a wall of Hellq, and I don't know. Every time I see a Hellq commander, people in chat or in the comments, they just I think I said this last time too. They just say, "Oh yeah, it's Hellcue," clearly. So well, no, it's not, because most of the games it isn't. You just randomly play against Scythus. Just boom, there it is. Oh hey, it's Keenan once. There you go. Welcome, hello Keenan. Like it's just there once, and then the next 2 games it's not. Completely all over the place. I can't say that this is going to reliably beat the vast majority of things in Hellcue. Mono Blue, outside of like Brawl nonsense, or that kind of thing, like Tameo, does struggle a little bit, right? You're not online quickly. If your opponent has something like Delighted Halfling or Cavernous Souls, a chunk of your stuff is dead, and probably will never come back, and not reliably dealing with Delighted Halfling, and you are not dealing with Cavernous Souls. So, you know, the typical blue issue is there for you to have to endure. Outside of that, though, what we were doing was cool if we got to do it. It didn't just win outright, but you are one of those commanders that is very scary when you untap, and it does leave behind something that's pretty relevant. It's a sizable blocker. It's the same thing that Planeswalkers love when you play them, is to defend themselves pretty efficiently. That's why I like, the Teamer Sarkhan. Sarkhan Unbroken, just make a 4/4. You know, it just defends itself. It's got this 4/4 that sits there. Like, this is kind of like that. It's not a Planeswalker, but you know, same idea. You just leave something behind when it dies, and that's highly impactful. It changes it from a commander that does stone cold nothing to it does something when it enters. And there is a categoric difference between the commanders that enter with nothing. They do nothing when they enter, like, let's say, Chatterfang, or... Actually, so does Scythus kind of sometimes does nothing, but not really. It only costs 2 mana, and it's very easy to cast it twice, and it's in green. But, like, and then you have stuff like Keenan, where you're... Right when you play it, you suddenly... It basically always paid for itself when you cast Keenan, right? And then continues to be egregious after. If you kill it in the middle of their turn, they can just float mana and cast it later. Like, it's insane. And this is not quite like that. It does suddenly, if you play it with enough artifacts, kind of pay for itself, but not in like in a way that you could use that mana to then cast a counterspell on your opponent's turn, because you have to float the mana off of your artifacts that weren't tapping for mana in the first place. It's unfortunate that I think you need to play Mana Rocks with this, because it turns everything into Mana Rocks anyways. Like, oh, why would I play Mana Rocks? It's just, I play this, and then everything taps for mana. But you have to actually put it in play. You know, it doesn't just, you don't start the game with it in play. So, the format is not very inviting, even outside of Hellcue, you know, the Tier 5 bracket. It's not, bracket 5, whatever it's called. It's not very friendly. Even, like, precons are not super friendly to your 4-mana commanders too well either at this point. There's a lot of really good interaction really early against every deck. So it's hard to play this on turn 4 and then pass the turn, right? I wasn't playing 1-mana blue spells. If you do rely on the construct to create blue mana for a 1-mana like Dive Noun or Essence Flux, it's not reliable if they kill it in response to the trigger. That's why I don't like those. But you can sometimes just have another artifact that was chilling there when you went to cast it, and then suddenly it's like really, like, that was, yeah, Flux is the big one to me. And it probably could have been in here instead of maybe Portal. Like, this I don't think ever did anything and didn't advance me towards what I felt like I was doing more often. Yeah, this probably wasn't great. Is Paradox Engine. If you have Paradox Engine in play and Urza, it does not take much to just win from there at all. You can actually just start spinning the 5. If you have enough artifacts, you could just actually just start spinning through your entire deck. Just right then and there, just boom. But if you hit lands, then it's not a cast trigger and you don't untap everything. But, you know, again, it doesn't take much. You probably find another way to get another spell to hit the stack and untap everything. I never spun infinitely, because I think every time I went for that sort of thing, I had like the one ring in play and I could just draw my deck, which would just be faster. I got close to roping out, I think, 2 games that the combo, or it's essentially a combo. It's not infinite, but it might as well be. Just drawing half your deck and casting it all and doing crazy stuff with infinite blue mana, right? Or pseudo infinite blue mana. So it like, you can, if you're not fast, like if you want to win that way, you probably just play a Sura rack, where it's like a repetitive click, and it's not too many things over and over, especially if you're on mobile. I don't think you could win with like Urza Paradox Engine on mobile, unless maybe the mobile client's more forgiving. You're just sitting there with your thumb like, pushing all the little artifacts to generate mana because you have to tap them all every time, and then you paradox. Like, it's hard to do that. I was finding it kind of cutting it close with my hand on a mouse, just like click, 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 click. So, and some people don't like the high APM nonsense that I'm probably more used to because I like Hearthstone, and Hearthstone is egregious, can be egregious. Magic Arena not so much, but still could be an issue there. I didn't have to think as much as I thought I would for repurposing Bay, which is a good sign. I was thinking maybe like, oh, I'd have to make sure this card has a really good hit every artifact. It's like, oh man, what's my 5? Oh, what's my 4? But no, I just sort of put my deck together, and then I slid this in, and it worked out fine. I didn't have to really accommodate this card. I think I really didn't play anything that I would otherwise not, because this was in the deck. So that's nice. That's definitely nice. I know, like, the blue-green tap birthing pod, not VV, what, Vras? Starts with a V. It's a blue-green elf chick, I think, that, like, you get a 3-drop that untaps, and then you get a 4-drop that untaps. Like, you don't have to do some toolbox thing with this card. Now, you probably can find cards that untap this, and then you could actually tap that for mana with this, with the Urza, right? And then, like, use the mana that you floated from the artifact you just got to sack to the Bay again, and then just get, like, I think there's a, what is it? It's always an artifact. Yeah, like this. Into, I mean, there's no guarantee. I'm sure people have sniffed this out. If there is a ladder to climb with an artifact-based version, because I think the blue-green one has creatures, you could do it. But again, I wouldn't do this anyways, right? But it's something to think about. You'd probably just play the one where the repurposing bay is in your command zone, like the blue-green one, and you also get to play green, so kind of already have that. It's not like you have this every game or anything like that. I did find it a little difficult to use Inventor's Fair for like an immediate win, which means I think maybe when it came to mana, I was a little bit lighter than I should have been, so maybe, and I tried to accommodate that, but maybe more 1-mana artifacts. You just start to enter goofy territory with what those artifacts are, but if you want to do that, it does rely, your deck would then require that your commander's in play more than not, because you have these artifacts in your deck that don't really do much without your commander. You can still have text, but just don't want to have a wall of 1-mana artifacts and they don't do anything unless this is in play, right? And then if your opponent hits you with a counter spell, it's like, oh, game's over. Or a removal spell you have a lot more hedge against, because you could just play Urza and immediately have a bunch of mana right when it enters. So, because that scenario specifically didn't happen that much. I did not have floating mana, essentially, quote-unquote, when I played this too often, because I was kind of more interested in every card in my deck just being a solid one without my commander. So I was basically as far away from, I'm like the opposite as all-in you could be, right? Like, the all-in Urza players are not gonna probably enjoy this iteration of it. But if you want to be all-in on Urza, you're definitely gonna shave most of the, or a large chunk of the things that cost 4 and up, and probably half of the 3s, and play a ton of the 1s and some more 2s. And have more 1-mana protection spells like Dive Down, more flicker effects and stuff, more cheap counter spells, and just have Urza resolve and suddenly it's very difficult to deal with because there's just infinite ways to float blue right when it hits play. You don't need the token trigger to resolve for your additional mana. But I just didn't go on that route. And maybe in the future, if I try it again, that might be what we do. But as it stood, that just means every other card in my deck is just kind of scary without my commander, or at least a little bit more intimidating without my commander. So, you know, it is what it is. So, to be specific, I don't know if I actually really like the Aether Spark here. It taps. It's okay. You put it on the construct, the Karnstruct, and it swings for a bunch, and it's like, it's whatever. You know, it's fine. It has a pretty high chance of suddenly just generating 10. I don't think this is wrong, but it is on your turn 4, where, you know, this is ideally the 4-minute play, and 4-minute plays might be a little awkward. Phyrexian Metamorph, I suppose, is not a 4-minute play, quote-unquote. Hellsmell just wins the game, sometimes, for no reason. Kitten's disgusting if you untap with it. One Ring is a One Ring. So, like, all these 4s just do stuff. And you can go for these if your opponent's leaving up a bunch of stuff that is going to interact with Urza, if you go for it. The Improvise and Lorien Revealed card draw on 5 and stuff just didn't really feel great. I was kind of more... It felt like after having taken out a fair amount of the card draw, that it felt better to actually just have the cards I would like to draw be in the card draw slot. So it's like, oh, I want to draw to resources. Well, just turn the card draw spell, like turn your divination into the thing you actually want to put in play instead, right? Would be kind of the logic or whatever. Just have a denser amount of things to do instead of trying to draw more to do that. Because I think the card advantage side of things is a bit already taken care of in a blue artifact deck, for the most part. Not maybe just Urza, but just this archetype in general. So that they didn't really feel great. And whenever you cannot cast them, you're just sitting there with like 3 divinations. Like, well, I kind of wish this was like things I could put in play and play the game. Now I'm like, I can't really use them too well without the artifacts in play already. So I'm not saying they're win more. I don't think they're win more, but they do require the presence there that your opponent's already interested in interacting with by the time you're using your Lorien Revealed to tap 5 and draw 3, and then expect to get to those cards in a meaningful fashion and actually cast them and stuff. So yeah, just took out those cards and whatnot. Reality Heist was another one. It's like just wasn't really getting to them. Now, that is to say, Kappa Cannoneer is very scary, and so is what is it? Thought Monitor is like can genuinely just be scary, and with more flicker effects, these definitely increase in value for what they're doing. However, I will say flickering this for a giant token is still probably maybe better. It depends on the scenario, I suppose. But for the lands, I like the land base. Some of the color, like I added this later. Don't need it. It's not the most exciting thing. If you make 15 treasures or 5 treasures, congratulations. I just never saw that scenario, and it's kind of a little bit late for that to really impact stuff. But if you do generate a bunch of tokens, you don't have to sack them. You just tap them for blue, and that would be, I guess, ideal. But I don't know. This is an artifact. Your opponent can abrade your land drop. That could cause you to lose. Something to look out for. But the blue fetch lands I ended up adding because of Delve, right? These 2 cards. So that was probably... They should have just been in here, I think, and took me a while to put them in. But yeah, the fetch lands for Delve is always worth the 1 life. And also Brainstorm, right? I should have just had the fetch lands in here. I still don't think I like Fabled Passage. I ended up taking out the Mystic Sanctuary. There's not actually a lot of spells I'm even interested in putting on the top of my deck. And Mystic Sanctuary is tapped for quite a while. So, again, dodge. You need to dodge the tap lands because you're going to get yourself into trouble where you otherwise shouldn't have for the sometimes you get value from this land that 90% of the time you don't. Especially when all your mana is gummed up doing anything. Like, oh, a man land, aha. But it's like your mana's busy trying to do literally anything else than animate your Hall of the Storm Giants. Is that what it's called? Yeah, I think that's a blue one. It's funny, I know what it's called, even though I never play it. It's because everyone on the other side of the board just sometimes just there. It's like, you're not seeing that. Same with Layer of the Hydra. It's like, okay, I guess if you have nothing to do, but I mean, still. So yeah, cool strategy though. I do like it. It gets to play a ton of cards that maybe the closest thing that it considers itself probably Emery. It's kind of close to what Emery is trying to do, and I like Emery as a strategy. Urza's cool. I thought Urza was gonna be like insane, but it isn't crazy busted. I will say, like this is at least what I was doing. I played again. I had the mirror, I think, twice or something like that. I think it just got we got hosed by like mana drainers. Something happened that my opponent like it was almost as if they picked the perfect 7 cards for the mirror. They had all the really crazy stuff, and I had none of it, so I just got totally trampled. But yeah, I don't think it's crazy, right? Now an EDH 4 player probably is. A slower game, a ton of cards like Soul Ring. If we had Soul Ring half our games, like yeah, okay, Urza is probably insane, but we don't have Soul Ring. And our opponent's hyper fixated on us because we are their only opponent. So yeah, Urza is not as it's just not Brawl. Right. Whereas Brawl is way more scary 1v1 than multiplayer. And Urza is way more scary in multiplayer than 1v1. Right. So, I've seen Urza on paper in EDH, and it goes crazy. It goes really crazy. It's a lot harder to interact with, too, with hyper-efficient counterspell, like Force of Will and stuff. But 1v1, it's got the mono-blue hurdle to get over, because there's certain things you just can't play that you would love to play, right? And some of your removal is, like the Frogify effects are not as reliable as they used to be. Especially with, like, Yuriko around. Like, it just never care. Like, these are just dead against Yuriko. Although I think you're dead against Yuriko, so maybe it doesn't matter. But there's ways around these, and they're less and less good. So I don't know. It's still worth playing though, in my opinion. You would still like to interact early, so you don't just get steamrolled by like Delighted Halfling or something, or Lana Royale or whatever. But yep, I like it. Can recommend. Cool strategy. Definitely more than 99 cards to pick from. Probably more than 200, honestly. But this is the one. This is the chunk I chose, or ended with at least. We definitely sifted through like 140 cards, I think. A lot of stuff came in and out over the time, like I said it would, because didn't really know what was going on quite as much in Historic Brawl with this, but I liked it. It's cool. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.